Hello, guys. Welcome to Latios Empire's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made this delicious vegetable stew with just few ingredients. Like few, trust me. This meal was something else after I was done cooking it. And this was me trying to eat the food. And sorry, I haven't eaten since morning, and this was like past 2 p.m. already. So I was so famished, trust me. Like when I tasted the first spoon, guy, he enter. I'm not going to lie, enter. The stew was something else. Gosh, the stew. You need to try it at home. Trust me, you really, really need to. With very few ingredients, you're good to go. Just your vegetables, your tomatoes, your pepper, your dawadawa. And I used red oil, bleached red oil. Yeah, that was what I used. I didn't add granite oil to this. No. There was no granite oil attached to the stew. So, don't worry, we'll soon dive into the preparation of the meal, okay? And this was my rice. After I was done making it, I boiled rice. So let's dive into it. That's my chopped vegetable, ugu leaf. Yeah. So I used ugu leaves on this vegetable stew. This was already chopped and properly washed. Yes. And this was my tomatoes already chopped with my mixed pepper. That is it you're seeing here. My pepper, my shombo, atarugo, and my other peppers. Yeah. So into this is my dawadawa, my onions, my dawadawa. Yeah. This my crayfish. Yeah, and my onions. Yeah, and into this is my smoked fish. I have already deboned and washed it, and that was my seasoning cube. Not cube. I actually used half of this. I didn't use up to one. And yes, this was my palm oil. I bleached it, then allowed it to get cold before I actually started using it. Okay. So this was the pot on the fire, and that was me trying to light up the gas. You see, that was when I lighted it up. Yes, for our cooking to properly start. So we are just into it right away. This was the bleach oil. I'm trying to make it warm so I can introduce my onions to the oil, you know. So that was me waiting for the oil to get hot. Yeah, you can see the smoke that just popped out of the pot. You see the smoke, right? So that was me trying to let it hot, and this was my onions into it. Like, see the smoke coming out of it. With the face of the oil, you can see it boiling, so you know the oil was already hot before I introduce the onions into it. And next to it is my crayfish. So just have to fry this for like 30 seconds or 1 minute, Then next is my dawadawa, my locust beans. Yes, I have to introduce the locust beans, allow it to fry for like 30 seconds or 1 minute. Yes, at this point, trust me, the aroma in the kitchen was giving. And this was me going in with the mixed pepper. Yes, I have to go in with the pepper. I just allow it for like it wasn't up to 3 seconds. 1 second, no, 3 seconds. Yeah. Then I have to introduce my chopped tomatoes. Yes, so me introducing my chopped tomatoes to it, I have to allow the water to get dry. You get the water of the tomatoes and the pepper. I have to fry it to get dry. before I can introduce the remaining ingredients to this fabulous vegetable stew. So that was me. Do you know how to know if your stew was properly dry? Yeah, you're going to see the oil floating on top of the stew. That way, you know your tomatoes or pepper mix has been good dry, thoroughly dry. So that was me. I kept checking on it and all of that. So see the consistency we got now. Yeah. Can you see it? Can you see the oil floating on top of it? And the size of the sauce or vegetable. Yeah, vegetable stew has actually reduced. So at this point, I went in with my smoked washed fish to allow it fry for, let's say, 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute before I could introduce the vegetable to it. So hope you're enjoying this class or this tutorial. You have to really try this recipe because trust me, it's something else. The sauce is giving, this vegetable sauce. Please, and this was me. I allowed it to fry, and that was me going in with my nut cube. I just have to use one out of the two in one pot. I just have to use one because already there's crayfish on it and there's locust beans. That alone spice it. So my stew was dry and that was not the consistency I wanted it. So I had to introduce little water to it, you get, so you can see. And don't forget, vegetable also has its own water, so you'll be very careful by the water you're adding to your vegetable sauce. So this was me. I allowed it to boil. It has really boiled and you can see the oil floating on top of it. So I have to add my salt. Yes, I added salt because I tested it and I needed to adjust with my salt since I've used not cube season already. So I have to give it a boil. It was still dry. I had to introduce a little water to it again. I love this consistency. I love this. You get, so I allowed it to still boil down, and this was what I get before introducing my vegetable. This is time for my ugu. That's my ugu leaves here. So I have to introduce the ugu leaf. And please, after introducing this ugu leaf, you don't have to cook or boil it. No. So what I did was I just introduced it to the pot. I didn't turn. I just have to cover my pot and allow it boil for like 30 seconds. And this was what I got. The leaves were as fresh as ever. The camera is not even doing me much work here because there was no light in the kitchen. I have to use my phone lighting. You needed to see this vegetable. It's so fresh, so fresh. But once you introduce your vegetable and turn it, before you know, the leaves get, will I say, darker, or it loses nutrients. So you just try those steps I'm giving you. That if you want to use my tutorial to try out this vegetable sauce or vegetable stew for your rice. Yes, so this was it. My vegetable stew was ready, and this was me turning off the light. Thank you guys.